Axios is reporting that some of the White House staffers and senior White House officials are considering quitting their jobs following the publication of Michael Wolff's book, Fire and Fury. Now, part of the reason why is because they might be concerned about retaliation from Donald Trump himself. Let me read from Axios. They write that more than half a dozen of the more skilled White House staff are contemplating imminent departures. Many leaving are quite fearful about the next chapter of the Trump presidency. So I bring that up because I am curious to see how it plays out, and if you do see people resigning and those stories making headlines soon, I think that could also reinforce some of the stuff that Michael Wolff has written in that book. Because if they're worried that Trump's going to retaliate, I would definitely
Well,
quit.
they don't want to stick around and have to defend a White House that's under fire, and that's it's not uncommon for people to leave an administration after a year anyway. So you'll probably hear, even before this, people were saying that they were leaving. But this, in response to the book, is saying exactly what you're saying, and it's things are not going to go well here now, and now would be a good time to leave.
Well, it's not crazy for somebody or a couple of people to leave within a year of an administration. But this level of people, I mean, already all the people that have left, Spicer, Priebus,
they were forced out. That's a little different, and I'm not saying it's. But at the end of a year, going into the 1 year anniversary of an inauguration, there are typically some high-level staffers that will step away.
Well,
turnover is not unusual, but to this level and for this reason, of course not.
Yeah, and we'll see yet. The exodus has not begun yet. It is now being reported that some are considering leaving. But there's a couple of factors there. One, sure, the book, and the book has got a couple of factors within it, which is they're quoted, a lot of these guys are quoted as saying bad things about Trump. They haven't, to the best of our knowledge, to this moment, none of them have denied it within the White House. So that's kind of awkward. So Gary Cohn called him an idiot, just like everybody else did, according to the book. He hasn't denied it publicly. So the next time they see each other, awkward, right?
Right.
And so
unless Trump doesn't read the book.
Yeah, well, and so that's I don't know how you resolve that. The second factor is, let's keep it real, guys. And what I told you from day one, once they pass the giant tax cuts for the rich, they're done with Trump.
Right.
So especially Gary Cohn, who ran Goldman Sachs. He went to the White House to pass giant tax cuts for the rich and for corporations. Mission accomplished. The rest is whatever, right? We cut a little bit of Medicare. We don't cut a little bit of Medicare. We try to go after Obamacare again. Whatever. I got the trillions of dollars in booty that I wanted. See, you wouldn't want to be you. And the third factor is Mueller's coming. And who wants to stay on that sinking ship? And look at what it says in the book. Even the guys closest to him, like Bannon, saying, it's the money laundering, stupid. This is not a little thing. It's not a debate. Well, certainly they'll debate it, but it's not like, hey, are you really gonna impeach him because of some emails the Russians hacked and I guess he used them? That to me, and I'm keeping it real, Democrats think that's the biggest thing in the world. I think that's relatively minor. But if it's not a little bit of emails here and there, but it's he took money from the Russians and had a deal, you got to get the hell out of the White House right now. And guys like Gary Cohn are not stupid. Diane Powell, not stupid. They got to get out.
Dina.
Dina Powell. Yes.
When you and also, but it all comes down to the Senate. When you start losing, and I said exactly what you said too. As soon as they get the tax bill, but they're not there yet. They're not abandoning ship yet.
Yeah. And so we'll see. We'll see how this develops, but tick, 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 tick. And so you'll get to see if we're right or not. If you want to get the whole Young Turks show every single day, become a member, tytnetwork.com/join. And once you do, you'll be saying,
I'm like a smart person.
Or you might say,
I think it's weird.
Or you might say,
oops.
No, that won't be that one. It won't be that one. It'll be great, trust me. tytnetwork.com/join.